There we go. Window capture was massive for some reason, but at least we have a capture. Hollywood Animal covers a large part of the 20th century and portrays many features of the film industry and society. Oh, and it's not. Capture's not working right. Oh, here's a fun thing. Somehow, what even happened here? Yeah, gotta take a moment away from this very serious disclaimer to make my game capture not crooked and off screen. Hollywood Animal covers a large part of the 20th century and portrays many features of the film industry and society as a whole. Among the manifestations of discrimination, intolerance, and various forms of violence, we believe that to ignore and suppress these matters, no matter how terrible and unfair they may seem, would be to pretend that they never existed. Which, from what I understand, like, the character you're playing as here is kind of a shitty person, at least by today's standards. So, like, is the game doing its thing? New Year, 1929. The hedonism of the 20s gives way to the Great Depression. And the advent of talkies. These heralds the golden age of Hollywood, and life gives way to cinema. Trying to do like a radio announcer voice. I have no idea if I'm any good. Film companies fiercely compete for our market and influence. The strong devour the weak. You purchase a bankrupt studio to build a new business on its ruins. So we get to choose a name and logo. Got bison, elephant, some sort of ape. I think perhaps it's a baboon. I think that's another kind of ape, or perhaps lemur. I want to say that right there is a ring-tailed lemur. An owl, raccoon, rhino, cobra. You know what? King Cobra Studios, after the card from Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. Movies are not only made by actors and directors, your film studio also employs people who quietly keep the machine running behind the scenes. What are their names? Oh, we get to name everyone. Oh, this has potential. Got the chief legal officer, chief communications officer, and the chief financial officer. The defaults are Fred Lawson, Anne Rose, and Johnny Payne. Do we want the game that's given us a disclaimer? Do we want to go for funny names in the game that has given us a disclaimer about how serious it is? Yeah, in the middle I'm kind of drawing a blank on good fun names. So I think maybe we roll with these to start. Along with the studio grounds, you also received the footage for an unfinished movie. The filming was completed, but that was never edited. And you'll need to complete the picture. What is this movie? So we've got Limpin' Luke, action 50%, adventure 50%, Wild West setting. Blind Love, romance 70%, comedy 30%, in a modern American town. And you've got Messenger of Death, detective 60%, thriller 40%, into a modern American city. Let's go Messenger of Death. Events: prison break. One gloomy morning, 7 and Quentin and bounty prisoners stunned guards or snuck into a warehouse and escaped the prison hidden in a truck. Most of the fugitives were serving for theft and assault, but one of them was a true menace. Prisoner's name is Nick Crow. Oh, but the papers call him the Courier. He brought flowers to young women and then killed them. After 5 murders, the police captured the Courier on a lucky break. But they were never able to determine his motives. The maniac's first victim was his own fiancée, but the choice of the rest of the girls seemed random. The very next day after the escape, the Courier had he returned to his old ways, dressed like a messenger. He delivered flowers to young Rita Peterson, then stabbed her to death. Bill Zeman, and Rita's fiance, returned from work that evening to find his beloved dead upon the floor. As his own desperate screams echoed through the neighborhood. Nick Crow, played by Edward Peterson. And Bill had little faith in the local police, so he hired a private investigator, Harry Burroughs. Harry was a young man, but he had sharp wits and a keen mind, and enough to solve dozens of difficult cases, and even earn him the reputation of a genius. As Rita and I had just got engaged, Bill's came and offered her helplessly as Harry examined the crime scene. The police had already taken away the body, but the bouquet of roses still remained on the living room floor. Compliments of the Courier. I think I'm slipping out of the voice. Harry Burroughs. Was played by Joe Duvall. Harry looked around the house and talked to the neighbors, but he couldn't catch a lead. He decided to contact Kathy Watts, a journalist who'd cover the Courier murders in detail. Kathy came right away, carrying a hefty file. He got right to the point. After the previous murder, I talked to those friends and learned about a cheap old shack that he'd acquired long ago. It's past the city limits, it's heading north. I told the police about the place is when they arrested Crow 2 years ago. Oh, but they just brushed me off. They figured the case was already closed. Kathy Watts, that's is played by Bessie Peterson. Is it just gonna detail an entire movie? Harry and Kathy hit the road, and soon enough, they found the right house. It was a broken down hut, obviously unsuitable to live in. But our heroes saw a man in front of the house locking the door. As Harry's car approached, the stranger took off running towards the woods. Harry drew his gun and left from the car, but the man was already gone. We scared them off. Let's have a look inside. With that, Harry kicked the door down. The shack was practically empty. A carved wooden box drew Harry and Kathy's attention. Inside were 6 diamond rings, trophies. Reader Peterson was recently engaged, and the courier was engaged to his first victim. What about the rest of the girls? Well, as Harry asked, Kathy flipped through the documents in her folder. Interesting. All the victims were soon getting married. Harry and Kathy trawled a recent newspaper that was looking for engagement announcements. 2 couples surfaced, Rita and Bill. A tragedy already familiar to us. And also, a certain Sandy Wick and her fiance Tom. Harry and Kathy visited Sandy, who was happy to speak to yesterday's strange visitor. Yes, some messenger. Speak of yesterday's strange visitor. Yes, some messenger came in with a bouquet of roses. No card, no note, just a bouquet. I decided it must be some kind of mistake, and I didn't take the flowers. The messenger just apologized and left. Honestly, smart move. Harry immediately had a plan. He and Kathy hired a photographer and posed as an engaged couple. They made sure to capture Harry's rented yellow brick house. That was the only one in the area. They advertised their engagement in the newspaper. There was morning edition and paid an extra $10 to have the photo printed beside the article. Well, at noon the next day, there was a knock at the door. Kathy opened it, and there stood Nick Crow, the courier. Her smiling nervously as the doorway, the bouquet of roses from this is from a secret admirer. Kathy feigned delight. He took the bouquet and ran to put it in a vase. Leaving the door wide open, the courier stepped into the house, pulled out his knife, raised it, and then felt a pistol at his temple. Harry's pistol. We're getting to the end at last. The courier grew wild. You don't understand. 2 years ago, I was supposed to marry my dear Rachel when suddenly she starts receiving anonymous bouquets. I became jealous, and she just laughed and accepted all the flowers, no matter how many or how secret they might be. 1 week later, and he caught her in some jerk's car. All these animals are the same. First they say it's only flowers, and then they break your heart. They deserve to be punished. The courier won't be delivering any more flowers. This time he was sentenced to the electric chair. Harry added another win to his list of cases. And Kathy wrote a book about the courier. She called it Messenger of Death. Title drop. Please tell me that that's not gonna be a thing for every movie. Or I guess as long as the movies are rare. Like, it takes a while to produce a movie. This shows the movie's commercial appeal. This shows a movie's commercial appeal. The higher it is, the more easily a film will succeed with the general audience. This shows a movie's artistic appeal. The higher it is, the more recognition you can expect from the sophisticated audience. Film's commercial and artistic appeal may change after each stage of development. The film Messenger of Death received these ratings after work on the script was completed. Screenwriter Maurice Fox loves to write detective stories. Thanks to his experience and talent, the investigation turned out to be suspenseful and intriguing. The story's elements came together to form a coherent whole. After pre-production, the film's ratings rose even higher. Casting famous actors is the surest way to boost its commercial and artistic appeal, but other factors also influence ratings, including quality scenery and modern equipment. Does the fact that Joe Duvall is dead just affect anything? Good thing we only need to edit. After the production phase, the film's commercial appeal declined, and the lead actor became seriously ill. Well, he couldn't fight and looked too thin. However, the film's artistic appeal grew. Joe Duvall tried to make up for his lack of physique with the subtlety of his acting. Production problems were reflected in the lengthened schedule. Unfortunately, the actor passed away after finishing work on the film. This is how much money the studio has spent on the picture. This isn't the final budget. His work on the film is not yet complete. Messenger of Death is a subtle psychological thriller with a dark atmosphere and engaging dialogue. The film's audience are adult men and women, people who enjoy a serious tone and an intricate plot. This is how the creators of Messenger of Death imagine their potential audience. When you start shooting your own pictures, you'll identify your own audiences. I might just have to drop the voice because it is starting to strain. Like, I can feel in like the upper part of my throat where I'm starting to strain my voice. Maybe it's a little bit. An employee, I'm just gonna drop the voice at least for the directions. Assign employees to handle editing and scoring. At present, the studio's personnel are not the most qualified, but over time their skills will grow. Well, let's put our best editor on it and our best composer. We also need to decide who will develop the film and record the music and sound effects. Outside contractors are always ready to help with this. Now, we want to come out swinging and just make this film the best film we can. Find out post-production, but until you assign a department head, you won't be able to get things moving. To hire new employees, first appoint an HR director. You're not sure, Nell Ford. Arts. Now we hire a Bobby Bradley will be head of post-production. Post-production has begun. Here you can see how far along the project is and how quickly it's progressing. As I'll go ahead and get some of them for distribution as well. And maintenance. Build a script department. You can speed up or slow down on the passage of time. I think at the rate things are going, we'll probably have enough time. We'll probably have enough time to get like one other movie at least scripted. But I mean, it sounds like that's probably gonna be the fun part. You know, that's gonna be the part where you actually get creative freedom. In in terms of the movie. I got divorced a couple years ago, and I figured I was out of chances until I met Gilda. We spent all our time together, or we can't get enough of each other. It's always like that at the beginning, but we've been together a year now. We're like a drug to each other. I feel guilty even mentioning it, but when Gilda visits me at work, I absolutely cannot concentrate. She enraptures me. Yesterday, I nearly made a mistake in the paperwork that could have cost the studio a lot of money. Please do me a favor, help me fight this addiction. And let's introduce some kind of access control so Gilda can't just walk into my office. Yes, my heart will be broken like any drug addict, but I'd hate to hurt your business and ruin my career. So we can go for either start control. Sure, we'll start controlling access. We've got to fight our addictions. Or are you crazy? Enjoy it while you can. Yeah, let's go for the loyalty option. Okay, I think that's just a day-night cycle going by really fast. The film's commercial and artistic ratings dropped a bit. Don't be upset, you did everything you could. The studio still has low-level employees in technology. We could select a poster. I think that this one might be the most actually accurate to the film. The release calendar displays all the films being shown across America for the foreseeable future. See, as previous owners already chose a release date for this film, you'll choose the release date for the next film yourself. You don't just own a studio, but a whole network of 91 cinemas. You can run your films in your cinemas for free, but that's not going to be enough to reach a wide audience. You'll have to rent other theaters if you want solid box office receipts. Studio's previous owners already arranged this and paid the film's rental costs. In the first week, the film was scheduled to be shown 7,185 times. Some 3,185 of those screenings will take place in our cinemas, thus leaving 4,000 screenings across other cinemas. Next time, you'll have to plan for this and pay the rental costs yourself. Screenings and rentals are scheduled out for about 4 weeks from release. Once they expire, you can extend your rentals if you think the film can still make a profit. They'll start printing the film tomorrow, and will be finished and ready for distribution in 5 weeks. Distribution goes out all at once. That's when they finish printing. Printing speed and costs vary by contractor. The studio, those previous as owners, already paid to have this film printed. Typically, a film begins promotions a few weeks before the premiere, so the advertising has time to gain momentum. The studio's previous owners already arranged the advertising campaign, but in the future, you'll decide everything yourself. Your film is being promoted by an advertising agency. It's time to tell them the audience they should target. The studio's previous owners already paid the agency for the promotion of 3 films. After that, you'll have to arrange the advertising yourself. So the options are: for boys and men, a guy movie that boys and men will enjoy; for the whole family, a movie that the whole family will enjoy; or for adults, a movie for viewers over 25 years old. Well, audiences will be watching your first film. Good luck! So now we can speed up a little bit. Except, you ask me, A Messenger of Death is a surefire hit. A farewell film by a young star. Or the story has a soul, but it'll all go to waste unless it is released at the right moment. The studio's former owners were mindful of these things. They scheduled production carefully and chose a good window for releasing the film, right when the public would be hungry and there was practically no competition. But when the old studio closed its doors, these parasites from Margine's Pictures decided Messenger of Death would never see the light of day. I don't know who was pulling their strings, but they convinced all the theater owners to give them our slots. That's the film the Margines are releasing instead. It doesn't even have a title yet. But you know what kind of slop they serve the audience. It's probably something like Yesterday's Fart, or Wet Armpits. The truth is on our side. We have all the documents, but court battle will be long and pointless. We'll miss the moment, and no compensation will cover that. Instead, I suggest we use all our connections, all our influence, and remind the theater owners that our agreements have to be honored. Yeah, let's get our slots back. You can spend influence points to advance your interests and solve problems in various and often unconventional ways. Guess we just wait a little while. Because until we get the script department ready, construction of the script department is going according to plan so far, but there's a small snag. According to the architect's vision, a large red leaf maple should be the central decorative element. Contractors found a suitable tree in a reserve on the border between Ontario and Minnesota, and already agreed on a price and transportation. But the inspector who issues the permit is playing coy. He says he can't say how long the paperwork will take. Maybe a week, maybe a month or two. You know as well as I do, sometimes you need to grease the gears. There's $200 in cash and the tree will be on the road to California tonight. I don't want all our plans disrupted because of some petty bureaucrat. What do you think? Can't we just not have to have this massive maple tree shipped over here from the Canadian border? When an issue needs to be solved, it needs to be resolved quickly and discreetly. The funds in the studio's bank account can be useless. When the situation gets tricky, cash is king. Like, you know, maybe, like, honestly, it seems to me like it's barely even the bureaucrat's fault, and more the fact that the architect was so attached to having this tree specifically. Let's bring in Joe Boyd. Okay, so now what kind of... Right, favorite genres. I mean, we might as well go detective. Maybe we throw in comedy, but we also perhaps throw in comedy and romance. These are the screenwriters remaining from the studio's former staff. What are their names? Yeah, sure. We can keep those names. We can work on a new script. Select the script department building. The department script worked up several ideas for the first script. Choose any idea you like, and a screenwriter will develop it into a full screenplay. So we've got action, modern, and American city, and cop. Action, fantasy kingdom, and cop. Or thriller, fantasy kingdom, and daring adventure. I want to know what the action cop fantasy kingdom movie is gonna be. Like, is it gonna be... And I guess we put Walter West on this because... Unless we wanted to be... Because, like, it's action and detective would suit being a cop movie. Although, I suppose if we put known racist Bernard Larson on the cop movie, it would add a bit of je ne sais quoi. You know what? Racist comedian guy is. Oh, we can actually do all three, but well, I think it's costs a certain amount of money. You know, what if we had just a fully serious cop movie also in production? Continuing to develop your film studio is key. Your success is your success. Pick an upgrade for the department. Who's writing in your script department? No one knows better than you why a film needs to be successful. With this upgrade, you can write your own stories. Nice. Some improvements will take a while. Department heads will in time, learn to speed up the process, so it's wise to hold on to your experienced employees. Right, and while they work on... Oh, apparently... So we've got Steel Jaw. 75% action, 25% comedy now. And At Dangerous Height, which is gained... It's now adventure... 30% adventure, 35% action, and 25% in comedy, even though this was supposed to be the serious one. It's still got the same level of comedy as Steel Jaw. But we've also got to find a place to build pre-production. You know, the building system could be a bit more intuitive. Okay, so it's because it has to be like a specified distance away from everything else. And McBrien and Sons did a good job on the first building, despite the whole architect situation. Which the question is that McBrien or is that the Sons? Sons that did that. Or is it just some contractor they hired? Oh, that seems like a really inconvenient path, because chances are you have to take stuff from pre-production down to production. Like, admittedly, I don't know all the ins and outs of how... Oh, you know, how 20th century film production worked, but I feel like you want to have a easy route from pre-production to production. Now we just wait for a little while. Speed things along a little bit. It had a tagline, Messenger of Death, if we want to. Do we want... What's a good tagline for Messenger of Death? Like, I'm sure I'll be able to come up with more interesting taglines once it comes to the films I'm a bit more involved in the production of. I think I'm not worried about a tagline. The KinoMark rating system measures audience reviews on the day of the premiere. If you're sure you release a quality film, but people aren't appreciating it, then it may have lured the wrong audience to the theaters. A fascinating farewell from a real actor's actor. It's a tragedy that the film's title would turn out to be so prophetic for our beloved Joe Duvall. Well, a movie that will constantly keep you in suspense. That's right, the voice is back. The main villain is so creepy you could faint. Anyone who watches this film will have dreams about the knife scene for a long time. You might find it difficult to sit through this brutal and chilling film, but Joe Duvall's triumphant role rewards the effort. His death is a tragedy to every woman. And an exciting detective story whose title mirrors the tragic fate of the film star. Could this be just a coincidence? Are you implying that I murdered this man somehow? You know, everyone involved except, Duvall. All got experience. Maybe Steeljaws just like predominantly slapstick. I borrowed a little money from some people. They seemed like good guys. They had honest eyes. I'm a great judge of people, but now some annoying jerk is following me everywhere. They're demanding I pay off the debt. I'd return the whole amount today, but I need a little time to recoup. You know what they say. You might be strong, but the cards are always stronger. That's all nonsense, by the way. I'll show the cards who's boss. So can you let me go for a couple months? That's while I sort this mess out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the one guy that's not doing anything. So, dang it, out of our entire script writing department, so sure. Go settle your probably gambling debts. Just judging by your immediate choice to go for a card metaphor. Right, pre-production is built. We're hiring Edward Alexander as head of pre-production. These actors remained in the studio after change into ownership. What are their names? Yeah, like those names are fine. Admittedly, I don't even know if if I'm doing in the demo will carry over to the full game, so maybe if if I make this like a full series, I'll start fresh and customize names a bit more. Legendary Lydia Globe is back in the saddle nearly. Yeah, honey, I know that you expected me to start a new film right away, but getting used to talking is taking longer than I expected. You've got to understand, a bird that used to fly This use of flying in the clouds can't just dive down to the bottom of the ocean without a little preparation first. I'm doing speech exercises with masters of the stage, stretching out my vocal cords, drinking egg cocktails, getting that velvety voice in the morning. You can already notice a difference. That's right, honey. So please, I'm begging you, I mean really begging you, give me 3 more months to get ready for my first talking role. Oh, you'll see your patience will pay off. No, you don't get 3 more months. We need you for like Steel Jaw or something. Or maybe at Dangerous Height. Or maybe at a dangerous height. You know, yeah, like, you know, maybe we should put her in Steel Jaw. You know, let's have the corny, or the, like, let's give the corny slapstick, like, fantasy cop movie that's gonna age extremely poorly a little bit of star power, so that, you know, when the 21st century rolls around, it gets remembered as like a cult classic, despite they did like, you know, given the inclinations of the scriptwriter, the fact that like 90% of the slapstick is done in inflicting pain on minorities. And yeah, Dennis Morgan can head up our production department. First 4 weeks were successful. This film's making a lot more money at the box office, and we're paying in rental fees. We'll make a lot more if we extend our original distribution. Click extend distribution to keep playing the movie for another 4 weeks under the same terms. I thought I needed level 1 soundstage. This is pre-production. Do they mean level 2 soundstage? Because that's what I'm given the option for. Yeah, maybe we can see post-production film lab. Open the film lab building for developing film right on the studio grounds. That seems useful. Printing office. Yeah, let's go marketing and outreach. PR department, influence from theaters. Oh yeah, let's do that. HR department, you can go services or ethnic composition. It's the services department building. Or maintain the ethnic composition of the studio staff. What are you implying? Like, I mean, it's certainly not anything good, I think. You know, let's go services. Yeah, we can upgrade it, I guess, how much we can loan. It's mid-level legal protection, just in case. And maintenance, let's get our own electricity going. Oh, at dangerous height is, despite starting second. Oh yes, let's develop the concept of sequel. So at a dangerous height is moving faster, but looks a bit worse. Whereas Steel Jaw is moving a little bit slower, but it is apparently better. Hold on, do I... Oh... That's because it's not... It's because when it says... Level 1 soundstage, it means this. Okay, that's why, you know, the specific distance from everything else is required. Because you have to build additional buildings that are attached within that radius. Yeah, 1.8 with general audiences, 1.5 critical audiences. At least Walter gained a level. Oh, maybe part of the problem is that you throw an evil witch into what was originally gonna be a gritty cop movie. But now there's a treasure hunt, and the protagonist dies heroically. Well, here's the thing, is that we don't have a soundstage yet, so we gotta wait. Yeah, let's extend the distribution of Messenger of Death, particularly because we don't have anything else ready yet. Cop versus criminal mastermind. Themes of shootout and avenging loved ones. Protagonist is punished for a crime. Huh. Interesting. I guess that was either somebody else's idea, or in a weird twist, the known racist is also like anti-cop or something, or at the very least in favor of cops getting the punishment and being punished when they deserve it. But also, that's also something I'm gonna have to wait 23 days because I didn't understand how the building system works. So it's gonna be a little while before we can... Hey, Felix returned from his vacation. Good for him. His colleagues completed two entire scripts while he was gone. Alright, so now we can actually have a soundstage. You know what, let's... I want to see where we're going with this movie. I mean, it's gonna be kind of hard to film any of these on location. Because, like, you know, you want Fairy Tale Town, Fairy Tale City, castle and surroundings. They're in California. Where do I go from here? Because, like, oh, I have to do the rest of these, okay. Filming time is the sum of all the filming days at each location, plus all the Saturdays and Sundays in between. So 117 days. Have more extras. You know, let's have plenty of crew. Team, producer. Yeah, put Roy Spencer on this. Lewis Matthews. Oh wait, to make sure that we're true to Bernard's vision, how to make sure the protagonist is white. Like, as white as possible. Alright. So now Steeljaw is in pre-production. Yeah, we kind of can't... I guess we could build another soundstage. Because that'll be faster than waiting for Steeljaw to complete pre-production, I think. Damn it, Lydia. Your employee he committed suicide. The exit door at the bottom of the abyss is of despair. Well, guess she couldn't take being rushed. Okay, so it looks like I think we end distribution on Messenger of Death. Hey, we believe we're developing the concept of a sequel, so we could cash in on that later. I was poring over the pile of documents we inherited and came across something rather interesting. It turns out that the previous studio promised late Joe Duvall 25% of the box office for the film Messenger of Death. It seems this condition was added at the last minute. It was introduced as his amendment to the main contract just a few days before Duvall's death. As no one even warned us about it. Apparently the Duvall family doesn't even know about it, and what difference should it make to them? Over his 5-year career, the guy, they started in 8 hits. His inheritance should be enough for several generations. Not that it ever would anyway, of course. Or is it the only people enjoying Duvall's money are his drunk father and 2 aunts? The box office his take has been substantial. The percentage we owe him is 830,326. So should we contact his relatives and tell them that they can start looking for another beachfront villa? This conversation never happened and you never saw that document. But we do have a secret now. Sometimes you may have to cross the line. And it could be a matter of legality, could be morality. Secrecy and discretion are key. The more terrible the secret, the greater the consequences of the truth should come out. People like to talk, so your secrets could come out at any time. The scale shows the probability that they'll be leaked. You can simply bide your time until the secret is forgotten and the risk falls to 0, or you can entrust the matter to the gentleman from the security department. But first we have to build a security department. Okay, security is advanced. I think it'll go back here. Game's having some issues. Yeah, game's having a lot of issues. Let's see if it saved anything, because if it didn't, I'm just gonna call it a night. Okay, good. There is an autosave. And yeah, hopefully... Okay, so yeah, autosaved before I set up all of my... Looks like it autosaved before... I set up all my upgrades and everything, so... Yes, you can go on a vacation. Influence from theaters. Here's services. Is it loan capacity, mid-level legal protection? And marketing and outreach. Each film lab. And everything else will have to wait. Hey, I guess that means that things might turn out differently for these films. Yeah, keep all these people. You know, I'll give you 3 months. Oh, hey, Iggy Dread. How's it going? One day, now that construction's complete, we can build. We can go ahead and build a soundstage. We can stop bombarding me with tutorials. I hear Lydia Globe is coming out of retirement, or what I actually heard was that she never retired at all. She just went off to work on her voice so she can steal even more roles from us. It's too much to hope for that greedy. I'm not gonna say that word. Did finally retire. There's got to be an ounce of justice in this business. I'll take it into consideration. Alright, build up our soundstage. Taking it easy, eating rocks at the end of the night. Hey, that's always good. I'm probably gonna wrap things up fairly soon. Known myself. We're gonna work on being able to develop sequels. And mostly just, the game crashed, so I've got to catch back up to where I was. Hopefully when they have a full version of the game out, they can fix whatever issue caused that to happen. This time there's going to be less of a... Actually, we've got 2 films that we're working on. Yeah, the music is pretty good. Like definitely suits the atmosphere that they're going for. Looks like we'll have a soundstage done in time to get one of these movies into pre-production. Which, one of them we can film on location a little bit too, so... might not even need... Because we definitely are gonna have to film Steeljaw in a sound studio, but we could probably film on the other one on location, even if we need to. Maybe we just go ahead and put it in pre-production. First I have to click through all the tutorials again. So we might as well put Harry Ray on this since he's better at doing filming on location than he is at doing it on a soundstage. But you know, these are all locations that exist. You know, you could go to any major city in California and find suitable locations for these. Right, we've only got the one technology for everything. Plenty of crew. We don't. Neither of our producers have established genres. Now, let's have Russell Simmons be the protagonist cop. You know, witches are stereotypically older, so let's... Oh, actually, I mean... You know, let's have Peter Harris take this one. In, I guess, essentially the previous timeline, he was on the other movie, also playing a cop. Because of just the way things worked out. Oh, and he recently played a sheriff too, so... I think this should do well. We can go ahead and get that into pre-production, and we'll just have a spare sound studio. Let's extend distribution of our first film. Okay, so it doesn't look like the crash affected how the films turned out in terms of their script. Guess we can film on location for the forest. But most other things, it's kind of hard to film on location. For a fantasy kingdom setting. Filming and technology is gonna be the same. And even now, we have Russell Simmons as this cop. And Gabriel Rotowski as the criminal mastermind. Total cost of filming, paying $200 grand. We don't really need to name our individual sound stages, I don't think. thing, but it gives me the option. And so now we basically just wait until something comes up where we can upgrade. Let's get the ability to build a line production office going. So Felix Hill has returned from vacation. And let me just do a manual save. Although the autosave is, yeah, the autosave is for the 1st of April. So yeah, if we have another crash, we would have to do all of this over a 3rd time. If not for that save. Alright, script department is ready. So now I do have the option. Yeah, I think, honestly, in some ways, like, I kind of like the aspect of just, like, working with what with the kind of scripts that the game gives you. Plus, I just don't have much time tonight for designing an entire movie right now, so I think this definitely has potential to be like a full, at the very least, if not a full whole series of streams, at the very least like a full stream when the full version comes out. Right, let's end distribution of Messenger of Death. You know, let's just let them have the money just in case. Building the security office to protect our secret it ends up crashing the game again. Because, you know, we don't have to build one if we don't have any secrets to protect. Right, so both of our films are now in actual production. And we can move things right along. At least The Dangerous Height is doing a little bit better. Or now that's gone through pre-production. Like, I think I want to aim to just like have like at least do I have a favor of these type of management games? Admittedly, like, I haven't played that many management games. Games that I think I played a little bit of Theme Hospital a little while back. And there was also There's also another. Yes, yeah. I also played a bit of Showbiz Tycoon. Think as a demo. Yeah, I guess if you. I guess if you count, Sim City, then, and I guess my favorite would probably be East City Skylines. I guess the one. I guess we can't. Yeah, the aesthetic staff is unavailable in the demo, so I guess our next upgrade is maintaining the ethnic composition of the studio staff, whatever that's supposed to mean. Yeah, I've heard that these Skylines was a bit rough. With the sequel. Well, I've also only played the first one, and so can't really say exactly how well they made a sequel. I feel my vocal cords strengthening, my timbre is developing, and I'm honing my diction. Soon I'll be a star of the stage as well as the screen, but professional growth takes time. Could you give me another 2 months to complete my training course? I promise when I'm back on set, my acting skills will blow you away. Yeah, first one was the DLCs. I think we've got like a couple DLCs for City Skylines. It's been a while since I played it, so. Okay, sure, take another 2 months to hopefully get your happiness up a bit so you don't off yourself immediately after like before we even get you in a film. This time. Right, pre-production, and can now build a casting office. Let's go for an upgrade to experience for directors and cinematographers. Because I think for the most part, I'm just gonna focus. Sometimes accidents happen during the production of a film. You can intervene and try to solve the problem, or you can just ignore it, though that's unlikely to help the film. Russell Simmons brings a very noisy dog to the shoot. The animal won't stop barking. Barking for a minute, unless it is whining or howling. Morning to night, most of the crew is praying the dog will die. You can sacrifice crew happiness. I think Russell's got middle of the road happiness. Oh, because we haven't built security, we can't, and I believe strangle the dog. Which I mean, I'm perfectly fine with not doing that. Yeah, let's just find something to walk the dog away from the set. And so now we can get back to producing these movies. is which... And it's like... I guess we'll find out soon enough what all happens in Steeljaw, because this game gives like a full overview of the entire plot out of each movie. I think that happens after it finishes post-production. And so it'll probably still be a little while before we get all the details on Steeljaw. Oh, but just got a little while left, so we can fast forward on through. I'm ready to shine. I feel empowered, inspired, creative. I'm not the same old Lydia Globe of you used to know, always squeaking like a little gray mouse. Now I can roar like a lion. My old achievements are just a prologue, a backstory, a path to a shower of glory. Well, maybe she will actually, last long enough to be in a film. Right, Steeljaw is definitely doing pretty well so far. Alright, so we can start post-production. Let's put Emma Berry on it as editor. Louis Murphy, he can compose a soundtrack. And just get like the best work on it we can. And because we want this to be a success. Despite, its weird concept. Took the family to see her latest movie last night, and I've got to tell you, it was a lovely evening. Can't remember. What do you mean last night? Did you have like a private showing? Because that film's not in theaters anymore. Can't remember the last time my wife and daughter laughed so much. It was like going to the amusement park, but it only took 2 hours instead of 6. Of course, that's every man's #1 job. Keep the women and the children happy. When you say, like, what movie did you see? If you're laughing when, like, the one... when, like, the one movie that we have is, like, a murder thriller. My daughter sure thinks so. Oh, never stops reminding me. Dad, you promised to make me happy, and I'll only be happy if I can become an actress. I swear she's been talking since she was 8, and she's already 19. I mean, I used to say I don't have those kind of connections, but now I'm the mayor. I can't and brush her off so easily. And what kind of mayor would I be anyway, if I can't even make my own Wendy happy? Anyway, I'm asking you to put her in one of your movies. She's a clever girl, just like her pop. You just tell her where to stand and what to say, or whatever it is you do. And she'll handle everything beautifully. Just make sure to keep it decent, nothing dirty, right? I don't have anything against it. Business is business. It's just This is my little princess, you know? Yeah, sure, I'll give her a role alongside a top actor. I told Wendy what you said, and it seems like she didn't believe me. Frankly, I can't quite believe it myself. We've got... The share prices of Vian Pascal, Pierre Zola Company, and dozens of other companies had fallen up to 30% at the end of trading of the New York Stock Exchange. In a single day, panicked investors sold 13 million securities. These financial analysts has predicted the collapse of the American economy. So I guess we will have to... If we want to avoid upsetting the mayor, we will have to... get another film going. Right, Steeljaw is ready for distribution. Oh, all of these are some beautiful posters. Just like, you know, traditional fantasy backdrop and then cops. You know, cops with guns. Let's go with this one. Right, and let's see. Could have a Thanksgiving release or a Halloween release. You know what? I feel like you probably don't want to be like actively competing with the release of another film in the same genre. So let's... Yeah, put in all of our theaters. You know, if you want to see this film as soon as possible, you've got to come to our theaters. Or specifically. And around Thanksgiving, we'll start advertising it. So we might as well... Alright, so here's the thing is I didn't... I believe there's somewhere where I'm supposed to be able to check... You know, what... what the intended audience was. Okay, here we go. Maybe this will tell me something. Nope. Doesn't seem to say. Yeah, maybe it's a for boys and men movie, you know, a guy movie, as the term the game uses is. So that's gonna take 74 days. And guess we start working on Yep. I'm gonna make the idea for the movie for the mayor personally. So now the question is what to call it. You know, we did well with a detective movie, so... You know what? We did well with a detective movie, and... my Twitter and thanks to Myrtle, my Twitter effectively has a wealth of detective movie titles. So let me just pull up the most recent Myrtle I did. My phone will let me actually access. Nope. Okay, so the most recent Myrtle I did was Detective Logico in the case of the murder beneath a smashed stone. Let's shorten that. Just the case of the smashed stone. And it's gonna be detective thriller drama. Let's see, we've got the options of Fantasy Kingdom, Modern American City, Modern American Town, Modern Tropical Island, or Wild West. Let's go Modern American Town. Supporting characters, we need somebody for Wendy to play. Doesn't want risque, so the mayor doesn't want risque, so no femme fatale. Ooh, what if she was a rival detective? Alright, protagonist will be a detective versus the antagonist, who is a murderer. Themes and events. And let's see. Search for a killer, of course. What if there was an unrequited love? Also, we need to set this to female. And you know what? Let's balance out let's balance out our horribly racist movie with potentially like one of the most progressive movies of the decade. Because we're allowing lesbians to be on screen. Yeah, Walter West will be in charge of writing this one. And so should be it to get that going. And now we've just got to get that done within this year. Because it specifies release a movie. So we can't. Yeah, in fact, actually, I don't know if we actually have anyone with 5 stars. Or so that could be an issue. We might have to hire a new actress to be the detective. Hopefully the mayor doesn't mind that aspect. You know, don't worry, we'll keep it subtle. Yeah, real up to interpretation. That seems like a decent poster for At a Dangerous Height. And we probably want to give some breathing room. Say maybe like right here. Because I kind of want to have the Valentine's Day slot open for like one movie that has a romance element to it. And you know, it's just gonna be our policy that if you want to see the movie in one of our movies in the first week of it being out, you've got to come to us. You know, you can't just go absolutely anywhere and see these movies. It's a I think this might be another guy movie. You know, hopefully we hit the right demographic. So now both are heading into distribution. After 5 days of heavy drinking, David Gutman then fell out of his third floor apartment window that was straight onto the sidewalk. Unfortunately, he walked away with a few bruises, but not before he spent some time crawling around to the amusement of the passers-by. As he was crying and calling for his mother, as luck would have it, a Los Angeles Tribune and reporter was passing by. The next day, everyone was talking about David Gutman's wild behavior. Well, hey, maybe it'll be good publicity of some kind. On one single evening in Detroit, 105 people died of alcohol poisoning. Among the deceased is renowned actor Maurice Richardson. The media is blaming the management of the Boxler plant for the incident, and they've taken to mixing poison into the industrial alcohol to combat the theft of solvents. Investigators from the Bolt newspaper believe the poisoned alcohol somehow found its way into the underground bars of Los Angeles as well. Director Jeffrey Wells commented on the incident to Fun Times magazine. For the death of my friend and colleague, I ask you to blame the idiot congressman who voted for prohibition. I'd like to hear what they say when something like this happens to their children. I mean, it's kind of right on that, because like, you know, when you criminalize something, you by definition make it to where it's unregulated. You know, criminalizing things doesn't make them disappear. It just makes it just makes it to where the law only cares about punishing people when they get caught doing it, rather than actually making sure that people are being safe with it. Okay, so we've got a net loss of $1 million. But you know, maybe Steeljaw will do great in theaters and turn things around for us. As the case of the Smashed Stone, it's ready to head into pre-production. So probably gonna be filming a bit on location. And so we can have Harry Ray produce. Here's a film. Same filming technology as always. Oh yeah, we need more producers. Because the producers are currently busy with the other projects, even though like these are in production now. No, these are past production. These are in distribution. Oh, we have exactly, I guess technically we might be able to meet the requirements. Yeah, busy preparing Steeljaw. Yeah, I don't think we're getting this movie out in time. Because well, I mean, we can just wait 6 days. Hazen will be able to have a producer work on our new movie. Right now we've got mid-level legal protection. We can go for high level. And time to release Steel Jaw. You got a C minus. Anonymous author, The Bone Grinder. The art of cinema is dying in the cradle. This film is merely further confirmation of the diagnosis. Soon the whole wretched machine will collapse, and we shall stand aside and watch it with knowing smiles as the aficionados of inanity writhe in convulsion. Like binging drunks, they'll go until the final drop of cheap booze. And we can look on in pity. Damn, that's a pretty rough review for a C minus. Now we can continue planning. Really, Roy? Really? I thought you were gonna be done in like a week. But now you're busy organizing the distribution. I'm gonna save real quick because crash happened specifically when I built a thing. Although things are like there's a non-zero chance that it could happen again. Gotta build producers' offices. You know what? Because we need to hurry, we're gonna go a little cheap. Because we're running out of time to try and get this film ready. Have you heard of Wandering Malcolm? God knows what his real name is. Everyone just calls him Wandering Malcolm. 4 years straight, he's been knocking on the door of every film studio he can find, script under his arm. He's an odd one, sometimes real nosy, even a little scary. Sometimes he calms down and gets all sad, and sits smoking by the side of the road. He's refusing to submit his script for consideration or even share the synopsis. Thus, he's afraid someone will steal his brilliant ideas. He'll only agree to sell it for $1,000 cash. Money in advance. This morning he literally jumped on top of my car when I arrived at work. I even managed to get a look at the title page of his script, Rotten Fates. Well, the madman was scrambling around on my windshield. I was about to call security, but then I thought, what the hell? Maybe he today will take a risk. He can't write any worse than our regular studio parasites. He's not completely crazy yet. Let's just sit. Well, at least Steeljaw is making back some of what we spent on it. I guess we're getting the printing office upgrade now because that's the only thing available to upgrade on this building. Yeah, see, Steeljaw's making a profit. Despite that review. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back, so let's get back into things. Thing should also take some time. Build a casting office. This can also be cheaply built for the sake of speed. Yes, I do in fact have a Discord. Or let me get that link for you. And hopefully that will... Might have to get you a fresh invite. Because the preview is showing an error. So here's a link that should work if the one in the previous message doesn't. Yeah, let's extend distribution for Steeljaw. Yeah, we're gonna have to build some additional buildings. Okay, good. The bot one worked. Yeah, let's... This guy is the head of producers' offices. For some reason there's no road leading here. But that's an interesting choice. We need to hire an additional producer. So let's see who we can and hire on to work. Erica on this film for the mayor. Wilbur Boyd. Don't really have anything to offer other than... I mean, we only really need him for like a year. Actually, I think you probably want it to be a little bit in favor of... Oh no, I think when it's blue, that means that you're being generous. Alright, so we've got Wilbur Boyd. Now we can continue planning this movie. Now the directors, they can just start immediately. And you see that here's the reason why no, maybe she's the protagonist. The antagonist is gonna be... Sorry, but I'm still an artist. I'm not a monkey that reads lines in front of the camera on command. Every artist needs the creative support of other professionals in a scene. I'm not acting with Wendy Carpenter. I don't care whose daughter she is. Yeah, let's come to some agreement. Because you're the only five-star actor we have. Oh, okay, let's just blackmail him. Let's just grease the wheels with a little blackmail over him being, you know, and not the kind of, you know, that this movie is, you know, super relevant to this movie. A different bad kind of, you know. So yeah, we want to hire another actress so that we can to play the rival. Because it'll be weird if we have this like vague lesbian subplot and it's between two, you know, actresses that have minimum a 10-year age gap. So let's find somebody that's at least, you know, within a decade, I would say, you know, early 20s. These, if we can't get, you know, 19. Oh, there we go. Oh, 19-year-old actress right there. Balance the scales with money. Sweeten the deal a little bit. Although it is kind of weird that, you know, she's a misogynist, but let's roll with it. It's like I don't know how on board someone who's chaste would be for this. When he does age, you know, let's, you know, maybe we keep her sort of in reserve, basically, and hire on somebody else. Because, like, I imagine I imagine, no matter the gender of the actress, I imagine the game is probably going to have like events that like they are like, oh, because this character's a misogynist, they're having issues with the fact that they're having to act alongside a woman. And so let's just go with these two instead. Give it my seal of approval and start the project. Exit so. Yeah, this game has a lot of potential. I think. You know, it seems like it's about time to increase my salary. Will you agree to pay me more? Yeah, sure. Johnny. Nobody published any reviews of the film. Which, hey, I mean, is that better than somebody saying that film was dying in the cradle? I think it might just be that, like, maybe they only have like long-winded. I'm kind of wondering if maybe they only have the long-winded like description of the entire film for the ones that you can start with, because those are probably pre-scripted. And like they don't actually have like a system in place to procedurally generate film descriptions. Things like that. Yeah, I guess maybe they could be planning on expanding that aspect. Right, 3.4 with general audiences, 2.6 with critics. I think so far. Start production. We might be able to get this film out in time. Actually, I'd say not. Especially since we've got a problem. Peter Harris and Bonnie Adams are constantly arguing and nagging the director with requests. As the director was trying to appease them, even giving into the stupidest changes. It means he's had to do dozens of extra takes. Yeah, we're not going 40% slower. However, that's our only option. I've recently been hearing that our cinema is approaching the European model. Well, a few years ago, I'd have laughed at the thought, but today, I might even agree. The portrayal of the characters, the nuance of the conflict, the attention to detail, even a sophisticated cinephile, such as myself, has to admit. that we're seeing progress, and I've little doubt that all this has something to do with you personally. Yeah, like yeah, like a lot of, like, you know, a lot of the feature, all of the upgrades specifically say not available in the demo. So I assume that it's just simply they haven't fully implemented all the features involved in the upgrade yet. That's why it's so strange to see policemen in films, even today, still acting like idiots and klutzes. How long can this outdated nonsense go on? I assure you, in real life, the police are a team of strong men and close friends, always ready to lend our broad shoulders to those in need and shield all the persecuted with our mighty physiques. A true brotherhood. We're like a modern-day musketeers. Maybe it's time someone makes a movie that shows the police risking their lives for the people. Show everyone who we really are. I know how to show my gratitude. Having a friend on the force can be a big help in any business. Yeah, why is the background sound wrestling? I mean, we can try and release a film. I mean, new story element available. Heroes in uniform. Okay, so we've got a specific... Yeah, totally not suggestive when they're talking about their broad shoulders and physique. To have a bunch of men wrestling in the background. The influential French magazine Le Regard d'Or is holding a semi-secret party in Los Angeles at the end of the month. People say that they're preparing to break a big story about American cinema. Apparently their editor-in-chief is fascinated by Hollywood. This would be a great chance for our studio to make a name for itself, but unfortunately only A-list actors are invited to the event. Maybe it would be nice for us to have one like that. Actors and directors who have made a name for themselves can receive special popular or artistic recognition. This reflects public or critical appreciation of their talents. It can take decades to achieve such status, but sometimes all it takes is a few outstanding achievements. Yeah, we are not getting this film out in time to please the mayor. Like, presumably we'll be able to get it out still, because, like, you know, oh, why interrupt the production just because we didn't get it done fast enough to please the mayor? Because, you know, at the speed that production is going, we would have 10 days. Seems like... Yeah, let's end the distribution of At a Dangerous Height. Steel Jaw is making plenty of money. Yeah, maybe we can start workshopping like admittedly, I'm probably gonna call it a night soon because it's 5:10 in the morning. But in case Now, what do we call our heroic cop movie? Which actually, what if we made it Steeljaw 2? Oh, you get to name the characters when you make a sequel. Got Captain Steel. That's why it's named Steeljaw. Because of Captain Steel's jawline. Like he doesn't want. Now, it wouldn't make sense given the request. Because he doesn't want it to be funny, is the thing. You know what? Simple name. And it'll be like action, thriller, and a tiny bit of romance. In a modern American city, the protagonist cop versus antagonist criminal mastermind. I think that'll do. But then you see where I'm going with this? Oh, we can make it better. And you know, Felix. Oh, I can't write this. You should find some crazy person trying to permanently destroy his career. Oh, no one wants to write it. Oh, this is... Clearly we need Walking Malcolm. The man who's willing to run in front of cars to get his chance at... and to write a script for a major film. Okay, so we've got it saved. But we need to find somebody that will write this for us. Because literally all of our writers refused. But like there's no like option to like sort by you know, please write this specific movie for me. think maybe we just go with the least skilled. Yeah, people know a good premise when they see one. They're all out here trying to play it safe. Yeah, because we're putting the gay stuff front and center this time. More or less, instead of leaving it up to interpretation. Alright. No, Glenn, you're my only hope for getting this film into written. Like, even the guy with no skill, well, isn't willing to write this film for me. We might have to tone it down. So maybe maybe we go Winning the Beloved and see if that will. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't just write this personally. Alright, we're gonna have to tone it down further. Like, unrequited love. Maybe it's because it's specified as love interest. Maybe that's it. Maybe if we change it to sidekick, then it will let me do love triangle. Because I made it not specifically. Because it's no longer specifically love interest as the side character. It's letting me do it now. Felix Hill will write it for me now. And keeping the love triangle intact. It's now just simply that he's a sidekick now. Now we can just wait for things to finish working. Like, admittedly, I think that's as good a place to end as any, because it's almost 5:30 in the morning. So I'm gonna save the game, and I really hope that, like, the full release, these will let you port over saves. so that we can have, our vaguely lesbian and detective film featuring the mayor's daughter and the and our like overtly gay cop movie. It'll be actually reach production. Yeah, like I hope that the game like, because like I'm pretty sure it specifies the characters as being like in a love triangle. So like I hope that the game registers to some extent what I did. Because like it would be anticlimactic if like none of the reviews mention it. But at the same time, I guess it would be pretty funny if it's just like, yeah, it's just a cop movie. What else is there to say? just a just a normal guy movie about cops. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me tonight. So thank you to everyone who stopped by. I I I can definitely see myself. Well, streaming this game again once there's a full release. At least at some point. But for now, let's see who's around to raid. Let's see if there's anybody. See who's in the same category. Here's somebody. Need to send a raid over to. Yeah, next stream in general is planned for Monday with rebuilding The Sims 4. Or and if I do indeed stream this again, it'll be sometime after the full release is out. Because next fest is gonna be over by the time I stream again.